Russia and the Soviet Union have never attacked a NATO country. And had we expanded faster, in my view, it would be a more secure place.
The last time you were on this program in 2022, you said of your friend, Alexei Navalny, that his first job right now was to stay alive.
Yeah. I forgot I said that.
Since we last spoke, he was, of course, murdered by Putin in captivity and prison. And in an obituary that you wrote entitled My Fearless Friend, you wrote, quote, "It seemed to me his deepest anxiety was not about enduring torture in Putin's gulag or even facing death, but about being an absentee father and a husband."
Yeah.
Where does bravery come from?
I don't know. He was a brave man. And he is, you know, I saw his wife actually the night before he was killed. We were in Munich together, and she was in the best mood I've ever seen her. Yulia is her name. And I didn't know at the time, but they were on the verge of a deal to get him out, and they were negotiating with it. And I think now in retrospect, we now know that Putin just couldn't take that. He couldn't, the thought of Navalny being free again, he just couldn't take it, and he killed him. But I think he made a decision, and he gave the ultimate sacrifice, that he was a patriot. I mean, that's the title of his book. And he doesn't think that Putin was a patriot. He thought there was a better way for his country and for his people to exist in this world. He didn't want to be the imperialist that Richard Pipes was just talking about. And he would always say, I'm just as Russian as Putin. But we lost a great leader in him, and nobody has really filled the void so far.
You write, "I don't know when, but I'm confident Navalny's idea of freedom will outlive Putin's ideas of tyranny." Are you still optimistic?
I am. I think in the fight between autocrats and Democrats, we have more power, the free people of the world, military power. We got better economic power, and our ideas are better. Freedom's better than dictatorship. Democracy's better than autocracy. And you know what? Most people in the world agree with that. That's not an American, arrogant, imperial thing to say. The data is overwhelming. That when you ask people, should a bunch of guys who claim to represent God, that's the Iranian mullahs, choose your leaders, or should a communist party, or should a soldier, or should a dictator like Putin, vast majorities of people all over the planet would prefer to elect their own leaders. That's the audacious claim that Alexei Navalny had for his people. And I think it's going to be a fight. There's going to be a long struggle. I hope it's not as long as the Cold War was. But I'd much rather be on the side of the Democrats than the autocrats.
Ambassador Mike McFaul, thank you for joining me at Firing Line.
Thanks for having me.
Firing Line with Margaret Hoover is made possible in part by Robert Granieri, the Tepper Foundation, Vanessa and Henry Cornell, the Fairweather Foundation, Pritzker Military Foundation, Cliff and Laurel Asnes, and by the following.
You're watching PBS.
Sherlock, all 4 seasons streaming now with PBS Passport.
Oh, bit different from my day.
You've no idea.
Mike, can I borrow your phone? There's no signal on mine.
Well, what's wrong with the landline?
I prefer to text.
It's all right. It's in my coat.
Here. Use mine. Oh, thank you.
It's an old friend of mine, John Watson.
Afghanistan or Iraq? Sorry?
Which was it, Afghanistan or Iraq?
Afghanistan. Sorry, how did you...
Ah, Molly, coffee, thank you. What happened to the lipstick?
It wasn't working for me.
Really? I thought it was a big improvement. Mouth's too small now.
Okay.
How do you feel about the violin?
Sorry, what?
I play the violin when I'm thinking. Sometimes I don't talk for days on. And would that bother you? Potential flatmates should know the worst about each other.
Well, you told him about me.
Not a word.
Then who said anything about flatmates?
I did. Told Mike this morning that I must be a difficult man to find a flatmate for. And now here he is, just after lunch with an old friend, clearly just home from military service in Afghanistan. Wasn't a difficult leap.
How did you know about Afghanistan?
Got my eye on a nice little place in central London. Together we ought to be able to afford it. We'll meet there tomorrow evening, 7 o'clock. Sorry, got a dash. I think I left my riding crop in the mortuary.
Is that it?
Is that what?
We've only just met, and we're gonna go look at a flat.
Problem?
We don't know a thing about each other. I don't know where we're meeting. I don't even know your name.
I know you're an army doctor and you've been invalided home from Afghanistan. I know you've got a brother who's worried about you, but you won't go to him for help because you don't approve of him, possibly because he's an alcoholic, more likely because he recently walked out on his wife. And I know that your therapist thinks you're limp psychosomatic, quite correctly, I'm afraid. It's enough to be going on with, don't you think? The name's Sherlock Holmes and the address is 221B Baker Street. Afternoon.
Yeah. He's always like that.
Antiques Roadshow has treasures that will make you shudder with fear.
My sister, she jumped, she kind of screamed.
It fascinates me, it drives me crazy, and it kind of scares me too.
Watch it now on Antiques Roadshow, Kooky and Spooky.
Now, the people who make Antiques Roadshow possible.
In our family, there was a passion for glassmaking that's passed down through the generations.
On Ancestry, I was able to actually put together our family tree. Each person is a glassworker.
We stood on some pretty broad shoulders to get to where we're at today.
American Cruise Lines, proud sponsor of Antiques Roadshow.
And by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
Hair-raising heirlooms, creepy collectibles, and weirdly wonderful things appear at Roadshow in every city. These are treasures that give some people thrills and others chills.
Well, it is a human skull drinking vessel. It's worth a few $100s, but certainly it's got to be one of the most bizarre things we've seen on the Roadshow, yes.
What do you think of this little devil? Would you love him or leave him?
About 25 years ago, I went to a historical society sale where people donated items to keep the historical society going. And I collected Halloween, and I walked in and he was sitting on the floor, and I purchased him. He cost the whole $10. I inquired about who made it, and it was a local gentleman who worked in a factory. And supposedly it was like around 1920 or 1930.
This is the epitome of American folk art. Here's a guy who was probably a mill worker along the Monongahela River, local guy.
Right.
I think the date is correct for it because we're sort of in the era of Prohibition and the big temperance movement. So devils are out there and they're warning you about the evils of drink. It's just one individual's kind of inspiration and humor and capability, and it's just got such